Like, that shit kind of hurts, brings your self-esteem down.
And usually it's really awkward because it's older people. They're like, oh, you have a really nice body. I'm like, oh, thanks. But I tell my mom, like, that doesn't really make me feel comfortable.
Body positivity is important, but unconditional love for our bodies can be a dangerous thing to preach. Within this movement, Black, Indigenous, women of color, and genderqueer people have highlighted that nuance within this conversation is crucial. WIV, a magazine focusing on spotlighting traditionally marginalized voices within the body positivity movement, managing editor Sharonda J. Brown writes, quote, I think we should kill the idea that self-love is the most important part of developing more positive relationships with our bodies. We are worthy of love, even in the moments when we do not love ourselves. It's dangerous to all aspects of our health to place the onus for body positivity entirely on our own relationships with ourselves, rather than on the systems that create our insecurities and traumas. End quote.
I think I'm really, really lucky to have found at a young age people that celebrated me for who I was and like helped me have a confidence within myself to not compare myself too much to other people.
If you're wearing like a simple crop top and you don't feel good about yourself because something's popping out that you don't like, I feel like you should always love yourself for who you are, and either if you want to make those changes, it's up to you.
Body positivity, which often calls for the complete love of one's own body, can feel or be impossible for people who don't fit into society's conventional standards of beauty. This is where body autonomy comes in.
Bodily autonomy is like the right to like free will of your body.
For instance, posting on social media without editing or without filters, that's a form of simple body positivity, showing your raw true self on social media. But bodily autonomy is like, it's not really in your power, it's in others' power, unfortunately, and most of the time men have that power.
Women have been deprived of the right to bodily autonomy because men want to keep their power. Legislation like anti-abortion laws or restrictive dress codes in schools are just a few ways women's bodies are controlled. Not only do these systems oppress people, but they can also cause psychological and physical trauma.
So I feel like bodily autonomy is so important because we deserve the right to have access and ownership of our own body. And we can't allow these old white men or people in power to govern us when they don't have the same body as us. If we had more women, especially women of color, let's say, in things like government, we would have more bodily autonomy over our own bodies because they represent us. They know the struggles we go through and they experience the same things, but we don't have that.
We urge people to lay the foundation of their work surrounding body positivity and bodily autonomy. Let them coexist. Women and non-binary people deserve power in their own bodies, and that means we control what does and doesn't happen to them. We also deserve to not feel as if our bodies are separate from us. We deserve to feel like they are ours. Your body is you. Treat yourself kindly.